Hi everyone, Miro from Wheatland Realty here. Welcome to Park Bench Plainfield, your local community website where we feature and share the stories of business professionals who live or work in the Plainfield area. Today my guests are Drew, Nick, and Zach, and they're the owners of CenterPoint Contracting. I hope that you enjoy their story and find it beneficial. Good morning, Drew, Zach, and Nick. Welcome to Park Bench Plainfield, and thank you for hanging out with me today. Why don't we just start out by you telling us, how did CenterPoint Contracting come to be? How did it start?
Me and my partner Nick here had just gotten, we were working on showers initially, and we got lucky and we got to bid on this floor-flat apartment building, and it was, it was big to us at the time, and we did everything we could and we got it, and we started tearing into this thing and everything was wrong. It was.
Well, you got a home from 1800.
Well, yeah, we found out it was a historical monument too while we were working on it. But it was everything that could go wrong did, and we were still making progress and making headway. And I had to fire a painter of mine, and then I was like, I need a painter. So Nick said, hey, this guy Benson, Benson comes over, he's just killing it with a brush. But the thing I noticed too was that he had the same ethic that we did. The work ethic between the three of us is really what kind of brings us together on this, because we like doing a good job just for its own sake. Walking away from a hairball of a job, I can't sleep at night, and these guys are the same way.
Well, I can tell just by being around you guys, and I've been around you about half an hour maybe, I can see that you guys click, right? There's chemistry there, you work together, you all are on the same wavelength, on the same page, and it shows. So kudos to you guys. What are the more popular services that people approach you about?
Well, I would say the most people approach us I'd say kitchen and bathroom remodels. That's been our niche for a while. But we have expanded into learning other trades. We've gotten into concrete polishing. We've gotten into epoxy floor coatings. We're working towards airplane hangars right now. We just went and picked up that commercial dust extractor. That's going to be key for some of these jobs.
Right.
And we've got people that ask us all the time about different things. The biggest thing is we never say no. If we don't know, we'll figure it out. We've got the guys on hand at all times to give us pointers and tips and walk us through things. If we don't know how to do it, we figure it out. That's pretty much, one of our biggest, positives and a negative, because we never say no and we get ourselves into these situations, but we always come out on top,
Yeah, there's
and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys will do residential and commercial.
Absolutely.
Anything goes, right?
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if it's a small project or a really big project.
Absolutely.
You can handle it. You'll go for it.
Last year alone, we completed 22 Walmart special projects all over the country. Anywhere from Rochester, New York to West Mifflin, Pennsylvania to Des Moines, Iowa.
That's great. That's absolutely great.
And it was a huge learning curve for us last year. And like I said, we came out on top still. We're still here. It was our first year in business. We actually have not fully been in business 1 year.
Right.
In April will be 1 year, and we've already completed and so much in that short period of time. It's amazing.
So given that you've had your business for literally less than a year, what have been some of the challenges you would like to share with us?
I think the challenges were communicating and trying to make a good network system. So meeting people was like a challenge for me, to meet new people and to figure out where do we go from here? How do we find this material? What kind of distributors do we have to find?
We've shaken a lot of hands, especially throughout our short time here on this earth, as individuals. shaking the right hands, and it took us to the right places.
I have sent more emails in the past year than I have ever sent in my entire life. The paperwork will get on top of you, and it will stay there.
The lack of sleep,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
We gotta like, we have to anticipate what our potential bid or buyer or investor is going to ask of us, and then we have to have that solution, because we can't come up to them and ask them an obvious question that might not be obvious to us, and we're like, oh
yeah,
no.
they're looking at us
Right.
crossed, and that
Yeah.
just puts a bad taste in their mouth about us, which, you know, doesn't fly.
Yeah, first impressions definitely apply as far as contracting is concerned.
What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about starting their own business right now? You just went through the whole process.
goodbye
What
to
are some of the key takeaways?
Say goodbye to sleep.
Yeah.
No sleep, and you never clock out.
You know, I mean, the only time you're clocking out is when you shut your eyes for like 4 or 5 hours. You know, you get up, phone's already been going off for half an hour. You know, when we were doing all the Walmarts, that was all night work.
All night.
You know,
All night
so
long.
all of our guys, because we had 8 guys that worked directly underneath us, you know, that we took out, because we started off by getting a phone call from one of our clients who said, you know what, I got an idea. I want to take on some big projects. Do you guys know how to do this? We said, no, but we'll figure it out right now. He said, all right, how fast? We said, we'll go to Kansas City today. On a 2-hour notice, we shot out to Kansas City and ended up having a blown radiator hose.
Yeah.
And we called it field fix, you know, because we were out, it was 3 a.m. We're in Griggsville, Missouri.
Which is nearby to Pittsville and Salem, if you need a reference.
Yeah. And so it's 3 a.m, ghost town. We're like, what are we going to do? So we started looking around the truck. We found zip ties, a rubber glove, and wire, wrapped it around the existing hose. And I actually have it right here.
Yeah.
I actually have the hose right here.
There it is.
That's field fix number
Field
one.
fix, you know? That's what we did in order to make it to a hotel until morning time.
Right.
You know, and we made it. We made it on time. We got all the training we needed on how to grind and polish concrete.
We didn't make it on time. We made it. The guy told us that we were going to get. He said, "I'll give you training because you're going to rent all this equipment. I'll give you the training and whatnot, but you need at least 8 hours because if you guys have never done this before, you know, blah blah blah." Well, we have a blowout and we're late. We were supposed to get there at 8.
That night.
Yeah, we were supposed to get there at 8 o'clock in the morning. We got there at 2 in the afternoon. He only gave us four hours of education on these machines. Right. And we're trying to absorb as much as we possibly can. We're all exhausted, and we have no idea what we're doing, but we're going forward because
Right.
Our policy at that point was we will not say no to anything. So, you know.
So you have to be resilient.
Absolutely.
You have to be persistent, and you got to have desire to learn and acquire new skills.
Absolutely.
Yes. On the fly.
That is main for a guy starting, that you have to have that drive. That you have to be so driven that you kind of push off everything else you've done, you know, for the next few months, you know, just and set your mind exactly on this one thing, you know, and that's how
you
it
do
is.
it.
And you
Yeah.
do it.
Awesome.
You know, it's crazy.
What keeps you going? What motivates you? I mean, you guys, you got the energy. You're busy. You don't stop. Why do you do this?
It reminds me because we were just talking about the polishing thing, and it was when we went there. The guy said, "Look, I know you guys showed up late, and you got to talk to your boss. If he flies me out there to your site, I'll help you do this." He goes, "Because I'm telling you right now, if you do try to do this on your own,
You'll fail.
you will fail." And this guy had been doing it for 20 years, strictly Walmarts. So this is like the guru, and he's telling us we're gonna fail.
Oh, we didn't let that happen.
Yeah, we went anyway,
Yeah.
and we pulled it off.
We
And
drove all the way out, on 4 hours of sleep. We drove 12 hours to West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, completed a tear out and install of 3,000 square feet VCT, polished it, and then on 2 hours of sleep, shot right up to Rochester, New York, stopped at Sunbelt, rented the other equipment, got 4 hours of rest that night, started that Sunday. And we completed that job in 3 days. On the way back, Zach was so beat. He was like, I got to get some sleep, man, you know? And so we had a worker of ours driving, and I told him, I said, we're making a pit stop. You know, we're going to Niagara Falls, you know? And why not? You know what I mean? I've always told myself, man, I don't know if I didn't think I was ever going to get to make it to Niagara Falls. You know, and my mother, she's been deceased for 12 years now. And so we finally pull up to Niagara Falls. And the music that was playing, as we're walking up, I wake Zach up. He's like, where are we? I'm like, we're in Niagara Falls. He's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? You know? And so we start walking up, and the song that's blasting over the speakers out there is I don't remember the name of it, but the chorus goes, look, Mom, I made it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I'm thinking, wow, look, Mom, I made it. And then boom, fireworks start blowing off. We're like, whoa, look at the synchronicity. You know?
Yeah, and
that just push. You know?
And that was just us. His first job for Walmart, the building caught on fire when he was supposed to be going there.
Not because of him, obviously. But
Hey, when you work hard. When you play hard, right?
Yes, exactly.
That was my first job, and it was quite a nightmare to walk into a whole Walmart store that caught on fire. But it was hectic. There was probably maybe 30 crews in there with us, just working beside each other, communicating.
Yeah, you get addicted to the win. Mm-hmm. That's really what you're chasing. It doesn't matter if you're crawling or if you're walking or running or sprinting. It's forward, go forward. And then when you finally break through, when you beat that problem, when you solve that issue that was dumped in your lap when you got there, and you get that signature, you're like, whew, all right, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And then more pressure. But
I think we get driven by the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What are you guys
well under it.
What are you guys working on this year? What are your goals? What are you hoping to accomplish in 2020?
Wow, we've got a lot of stuff happening. All right, so where do we start? Like I explained a little bit earlier, we are shooting towards airplane hangars. Mm-hmm. We have a gentleman that we've been working close with who's been creating his own epoxy coating systems for a very long time, 50 plus years. I mean, he worked in South African mines, Mount Rushmore, preserving it. The Pentagon after 9/11, he helped bring that back with his products, and
he helped seal the foundation for the Pentagon when they built it.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was part of the original contractors that came in there and did that, and they needed somebody to protect the slab. Yeah. This is their guy. They called him in.
So what we're hoping to accomplish is, now that we have all the equipment to do so, and the know-how, we've got a couple clients of ours that are pilots, and we're gonna, they've invited us to go up on flights and stuff like that, take us down into the hangars, introduce us to other guys. We have a gentleman who, we work close with, and he's gonna help us get us there, mm-hmm. And not just epoxy coatings, but we're gonna keep doing our 203K renovation loan projects. We're gonna keep doing the homes for our investors. Hopefully this year we'll buy a couple of our own homes to flip, and
awesome.
Just keep on keeping on,
What would you say? How are you different compared to your competitors?
Attention to detail.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of attributes that make us stand out more, but I'd say our eye for detail, our cleanliness. I mean, we like doing a white glove process when our projects are done. Our integrity, the way we're here, we're ready, we're going to take care of this, we're going to help you, and this is what we're going to do. The way we break everything down for our people, our clientele. Yeah,
Walmart really put that to the test in a couple scenarios where it's like, we had an issue, it's got to be handled, and that's the catch with commercial versus residential. Residential's a little more relaxed. Commercial, there's no.
You have to get it done. There's a deadline, and it's
there's no
push.
Right.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Right. So if you got to jump in the car and drive 600 miles,
you have to. We had to.
Yeah, and it's because we say, we stand behind our work. When I put something in for you, I put it in like it's my house, and I expect it to stand up, to my standard of quality.
Last a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a project going on in Tell City, Indiana, and we had one issue with an electrician way out somewhere in Minnesota, Austin or something.
Austin.
So Zach had to hop in the truck, shoot all the way out on no sleep, all the way to Austin to relieve this guy and take over. That's the kind of stuff that we thrive on.
Yeah,
Well, it's your livelihood,
Yeah,
right?
we have to.
Right.
We got to get it done.
If you get a bad reputation and the word gets around, then it's you that's on the line, not someone else that you paid to do something that you had a contract for.
Right. Well, and not only that too. Another thing that would differentiate us from the competition too is the way that we. One of the things about Austin, the reason why I jumped in the car is because it involved one of our guys, and the people that he was supposed to be working alongside with were belligerent. You know what I mean? And we don't stand for that. You know what I mean? We take this company from a position of guys that made it through the dirt. We paid our dues. We've been there. We know what it's like to work under a bad boss. We know what it's like to have a guy that delays checks. We know what it's like to have a disorganized job site and how frustrating this can be. You know, and we want to work with our employees in the same way. We're not bosses. We're leads. You know, they got to keep up with us. But that also extends to them. If you're in trouble, we'll back you up.
The way we work makes our guys want to work harder.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And if they don't know how to do something, we teach them.
Oh, absolutely.
They got
Absolutely. One-on-one.
Yeah, we take training very seriously.
Guys, once again, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and really giving us a chance to get to know you a little bit better and to hear your story.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
If you would like more information on CenterPoint Contracting, all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom of this page and you'll see all the different ways that you can reach out. And for those of you who would like to get a chance to share your story and be featured on this website, please go to www.parkbench.com/Plainfield and click on the request interview icon and we'll take care of the rest. Thanks for joining us, everyone. See you next time.